Obi-Wan Kenobi, Part 5. Let's get started. How do you do, G-Paw crew? It's your Naughty Buddy Putty here, and today we are doing our review and full breakdown of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Part 5, or Episode 5, or Chapter 5, however you want to look at it. But on the website, or I should say on the app, it shows it as Part 5. So before we get started, if you are new here, make sure the like button, make sure the subscribe button. This is a pre-setup before the actual episode comes out, but I do want to discuss something that is going to be a little spoilery to the other episodes, part 1 through 4. So be warned that what I'm about to talk about is going to be spoilery for those episodes. But of course, if you haven't watched those episodes, then you probably shouldn't be watching my review. So with that being said, I want to talk about the biggest controversy. There's a lot of controversy where people are like, you broke the rules, you broke canon when you killed off the Grand Inquisitor. And so much so that the creators of the series had to actually tweet out, the Grand Inquisitor is not dead, calm down. We didn't break the rules or break the canon. Which, I want to state one thing. For fans to be getting more up in arms about Grand Inquisitor makes me a little frustrated that the one thing they're getting mad about is not the thing that breaks lore as much as something that is more way crucial than the Grand Inquisitor's death. You may be wondering, what's more worse than that? That is the term of Princess Leia and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, if you remember in last episode, there's Reva, which is the third sister, actually states to Leia, when she takes Leia prisoner, that Obi-Wan Kenobi is dead, and Princess Leia doesn't believe her or is frustrated. Does no one understand what's happened here? If you remember, in the original Star Wars A New Hope movie, she says to Obi-Wan Kenobi that you served in the Clone Wars with my father, which means that's how she knows Obi-Wan in the story of Star Wars. She knows him as a relation to her father. That means that she should not know Obi-Wan Kenobi as a kid being the person that saved her and is a Jedi. Let me put this in perspective again, alright? If you're a kid and you're kidnapped and someone saves you, you don't forget things like this. So when someone tells you that someone by the name of Obi-Wan Kenobi has died that is your hero, and then all of a sudden you reference only that he fought in the wars with your father, but not actually reference when, hey, remember when you saved my life when I was a kid? I sure for some reason forgot about it. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? When he was using the Ben Kenobi name with her, or just using the name Ben, it was no connection to Obi-Wan in any way, which meant that canon was good. She knew when someone by the name of Ben, but not Obi-Wan, which means when she sent off that message through R2-D2 to Obi-Wan, she was referencing someone she thought was different from the person that saved her. Why is it that fans out here are freaking out about the Grand Inquisitor and are not talking about this small thing that changes everything about what we've known since the first ever Star Wars movie? Forget about books, forget about shows, forget about anything that's been added on later. This is literally the first movie that ever made Star Wars. And you guys are complaining about something that is lore down the road. I'm sorry, I know this video shouldn't have been going out like this, but it's so frustrating to see people get mad about one thing because they love it so much and don't realize that when you're breaking something that is lore to something that originally was made for it, it's like referencing, I don't know, the first Mario game having Toad in there, and all of a sudden Toad no longer has a mushroom head in the prequels, or just, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's, or Luigi not wearing green. Like, it's things that are part of the original game that are crucial to it. And you're over here talking about freaking the the character from the top hat from Super Mario Odyssey not being like the red hat, when it's like, dude, Luigi's wearing purple, or Waluigi would be, or I don't know, another color orange. You guys are more worried about the hat than the Luigi wearing orange. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, I'm off track here, guys. I'm so sorry I went off track, but I had to say that because I agree. The Grand Inquisitor thing is frustrating, but we've already had that answered, and why aren't you guys questioning this? Maybe we'll get the answers in this episode or the next episode. But with that being said, I will discuss whether this gets fixed at the end of this review and my final thoughts. But right now, we're going to go into the full breakdown of the episode, and then I will do my final thoughts, and maybe we'll come back to this crazy, crazy thing that the fans are doing, which makes me always question fandom in general, to be honest with you. Who knows? Well, let's get started with the full breakdown. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with what is not a full breakdown, but the episode is starting off with, there are certain scenes in this fictional series that some viewers may find upsetting. We may finally see a visceral version of Anakin Skywalker, played by Hayden Christensen, that we've been all waiting for. I don't know, but for them to put this in the beginning clearly shows that something bad or very visually upsetting is going to happen. And I can't wait. I know that sounds horrible saying that. Oh, I can't wait to see something bad, but it's the world we live in, and the Star Wars world, and Darth Vader's a very menacing character, so let's see what happens. Again, I know this is not an Easter egg or a full breakdown, but to see these two again, I know the Star Wars purists only like the original trilogy, did not like the prequels, but I always loved the chemistry between Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen as Anakin and Obi-Wan. And to see it again, which of course they did de-age both of them, is amazing. So I haven't even started this scene yet, but I'm already super excited for what I'm about to see, even if it's just practice. It's fun to think that something is going to come out of this because it's included. Anyway. Okay, so the scene that they're referring to was in the prequels when he said he killed the other younglings, and stating that Reva is actually a youngling. Now, this is interesting now, because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull up the picture of the actual scene they're referring to. So this is the scene right here. This is when Anakin, unfortunately, slaughters the younglings. And we do see that there are some younglings here, but of course I don't see any that could be her. So then it brings me to the picture. There could have been more younglings when he came in. I would have to play the scene, but I'm afraid to play the scene because of that. Now, there is the Jedi younglings when they're training with Yoda, and there's more in that scene than that. And let me show you what I mean. So here we do see more younglings, but unfortunately this is where they have the visors on. They do end up ultimately taking this off, but I figured since it would take some time to go through the scene, pick it piece by piece, I'm really curious where she was here. So based on these information that they're given, she was a youngling in the Jedi Temple. And we don't know when, but apparently the massacre that happened here when Anakin killed all these younglings, she was there. May not be in the scene right here, but she was ultimately there. That's a nice little twist. See, spoiler alert, there's the Grand Inquisitor. It was all a ploy. You fans need to stop freaking out about things. I hate it. I mean, the Princess Leia thing is way more plausible right now, and I hope to God some of the people that made this huge, big deal about the Grand Inquisitor watch my video and understand what I'm talking about. It is way more plausible. Just saying. And there we have part 5 of 6-part series. Now, I think the last episode is probably going to be the longest one. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a hour-long episode, because now we're leading into Luke. Leia's safe. Now they have to protect Luke. But it makes no sense. Like, why would they even know about Luke? Hopefully all the answers that I'm trying to explain get explained as well, because again, the whole Grand Inquisitor thing was something everyone freaked out about, and they still don't realize how the Leia Obi-Wan connection has been severed because of the Ben Obi-Wan name alone being different. I don't know how we're going to explain this anymore, but guys, I want to thank y'all for watching. I'm enjoying the heck out of this series. People are hating on it, and I'm loving it. I think they've done a fantastic job of linking between the Revenge of the Sith to A New Hope nicely, and I can't wait to see how this is gonna end, because we already know Obi-Wan's gonna live. We already know Luke is gonna live. We already know Leia's gonna live. Like, there's no anticlimactic there. The more anticlimactic is how everything is going to be forgotten, and how they're going to erase Vader's thought of Obi-Wan being alive in the first place. It's something that we may not get the answers for properly, but I feel like next Wednesday we are going to get all the answers, and hopefully the puzzles will start piecing together. But with that being said, as always, I'm Putty with the G-Pot crew, and you know what we do. Make reviews of Star Wars and Marvel and all these cool things for you. And I'll see you guys for the finale next Wednesday. Peace.